Why is him at McDonald's so triggering to Democrats, Han?
Because he doesn't care about the workers who work there. In fact, Project 2025 would ban overtime for them, would not raise the minimum wage anywhere.
This guy can even take the joy. You've never been on a panel with him, have you?
No.
He can take the joy and fun out of absolutely.
You asked me why do we hate it? I don't care. I hope he gets a job at McDonald's after he loses. Because when he's a felon, you know, it's very hard to get a job.
He's not loving it.
No, he's not loving it. So it's interesting you brought up about how politicians are running, and this is what I can't figure out about the difference in the schedules. We went back and looked, okay, at a guy you'd think would have a relaxed schedule, which would have been Bill Clinton in 1996. He won by, 350 electoral college votes, 9 points. It was a blowout. This was his Monday, October 21st. Woke up in Cleveland, went to Michigan, 2 events in Michigan, woke up the next morning in Michigan because he spent the night there, and then did 3 more states that day, and it went on that way for that entire week and the next entire week. Kamala Harris is not put out on the stump.
It's a more nationalized campaign now than it was back in 1994, 96, whichever one you were looking at.
There wasn't a presidential race in 94. But
sorry, 96, right?
Does this present an opportunity for Republicans?
To get more into the race and do more campaigning? Well, I would say that Kamala Harris, she's not interviewing as much anymore, maybe because the more she shows her face publicly, the less people like her. And whatever Trump is doing, that strategy appears to be working, whether it's showing up at McDonald's and pretending to be a fry cook for a day. The optics of that do matter. He's mingling with the working class of a pivotal swing state in a pivotal county, and people are loving it, honestly. Kamala Harris, she's probably showing her face less in the press for these last 48 hours because it doesn't seem to be working. It doesn't seem to be working. Every interview
nothing kills a bad product faster than good advertising.
She's doing a town hall on CNN, taking questions from regular voters. Donald Trump, if he does a town hall, he'll dance for 39 minutes, but he doesn't want to take questions. Does that sound like a guy whose brain's working well to you?
Oh, come on.
I do think
come on.
You take the seriousness of the segment away when you go to that because there's a reasonable conversation to be had about why Kamala Harris had a meteoric rise for a month, and you were like happier than a guy who'd sunk an eagle putt on 18, okay? And now her numbers are going like this, and rather than putting her out more,
her numbers are going like this.
Okay, but rather than putting her out more, they're not, and I think you make a good point.
The media manufactured enthusiasm and momentum has completely evaporated. So what's left over? Just Kamala Harris.
I mean,
voters don't like Kamala Harris. I have progressive friends who even admit that she's a weak candidate.
I don't know. Friends with him.
I'm reading.
She's vapid.
I'm reading the data. She's winning. Okay, she's winning this race. We're going to call it at 2 a.m. I'm going to say it again. Right now, I'm going to say it to your face. I've said it on camera to you. 2 a.m., you will call it.
2 a.m. Wednesday morning.
2 a.m. Wednesday morning, you will make the call right here on NewsNation. I'll probably be sitting next to you.
Trump has turned an electoral deficit into an electoral advantage. This stretch of the race,
he ain't winning.
This enthusiasm is coming at a perfect moment. Kamala Harris should be panicking because those historic inroads that Trump is making with minorities, Hispanics,
there's
black
an
men.
irony, right? There's an irony if the panic is actually to pull her off the campaign trail.
No, there's no panic.
There's no panic among Democrats?
No, there's no panic at all.
Then why are they pandering to men with silly
The media is trying to talk about some panic. She's trying to end the race. She's trying to finish this, right? Donald Trump got 46.3% in 2016 and won. He got 46.7% in 2020 and lost. He's going to get about 47% this time. She's going to get 50, and she's going to win.
They are so terrified that
Nobody's
they're targeting men who are firmly in the bag for Trump with silly stereotypes and caricatures of manhood.
That's what every campaign does.
But
they target the other person.
Hold on. So when Trump goes to a McDonald's, it's a terrible, stupid stunt. But when your guys do it, that's fine.
I didn't say it was a terrible, stupid stunt.
Cosplay
I just gave you a spin because I'm a pundit on the left. No, it's a great stunt. Of course it's a stunt.
And he won the day with it.
Maybe. We were all talking about it.
He
but
saturated the internet
We
for
stopped talking
48
about
hours.
his rally the night before, which was kind of embarrassing. Embarrassing. Incredibly embarrassing.
Okay, how about this, Han? What good is going to happen to Kamala Harris in the next 2 weeks?
She's going to get elected president of the United States.
That's 2 weeks in a day if it happens.
2 weeks.
What is going to switch the narrative that Donald Trump's momentum is on the rise? That is undoubtedly true. You can have your own opinion. You can't have your own facts.
I don't think the polls have moved enough to say he has momentum. The polls have moved within the margin of error.
Okay, well,
I'm not panicked about it.
Then you're not being a pundit, you're being a hack.
No, I'm not being a hack. I've read the polls, and I also know that the campaigns have different.
So you're smarter than you're smarter than all of the guys, all of our teams doing modeling.
He's going to get roughly what he got 4 years ago, and it is not going to be enough to win.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.